everyone, and welcome back to the Whale Talk podcast, the show, the Whale and Dolphin show, where I don't have anything to say because this is unscripted, this is unheard of, but it's not going to be the only one. Today, we're going to be talking about our summer plans, our personal whale destinations, some interesting predictions we had at the start of the year, which may come to fruition very soon for me. And we're going to talk about Dall's porpoises. First of all, let me introduce myself. I'm Cravone. Joining me, as ever, is a man who lives in a place where hurricane parties exist. It's GFX4. And I'm going to just be careful because he is going to pop off about hurricanes.
Oh yeah, Florida man is here in the house, and it's very fitting because we're recording this on June 4th, and June 1st is the beginning of the Atlantic hurricane season. Early season's usually pretty quiet. We still got a little bit of time, but yeah, we don't really get too worried until we get above a hurricane or above a Category 1.
So
Up until that point, it's a party. Category 2 is you start to worry. Category 3, it's evacuation time.
So the funny thing is, I actually wrote the hurricane parties exist thing 2 weeks ago, and it was just accidentally very timely.
Yep.
So, speaking of hurricane parties, do you want to hear some whale facts?
Of course.
So, no whale has ever joined a Florida hurricane party. Probably. I mean,
It's not a hurricane party until a dolphin, a manatee, and an alligator have swam down the street in front of you.
there's a joke in there somewhere. A dolphin, an alligator, and a manatee swim into a bar. Must be Florida during hurricane season.
Yeah.
Our next whale fact. Now this one might be shocking to everyone. Whales are better at hydrating than you are.
100% they are.
Did you know
Well, I
that?
mean, look at them. They have a natural desalination plant.
I don't think whales actually drink, by the way.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's a good question that I've never really thought that hard about.
Because they don't drink seawater, salt water. I believe they get all their hydration from their food, which naturally it lives in the sea, so it's probably full of
pretty
moisture.
salty, anyways.
Yeah. Actually, fun fact, and we'll talk about stuff like this soon. Where I'm going at the end of the month, which we'll get on to what the next podcast is like soon, because that's going to be a little bit different, if at all. So where I'm going, the Salish Sea, there's an island called Spiden Island. There are sheep on there, and there is no fresh water on that island. So how do the sheep survive? They actually get all their hydration from, I think it's algae that they eat. And they get all their hydration from that.
Yeah, probably between that and rain and some occasional rain puddles. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I just realized our last whale fact I can't actually say because like someone's gonna fight me on that because someone's gonna refer to a different type of whale. Our last whale fact is that whales don't play golf.
Yeah, that one is debatable.
That
It
one
depends on how you define whale.
I think we swiftly move on.
Oh, I have one last whale fact.
Oh gosh.
Despite a record number of teams in the World Cup this year, no whales were named to any national squads.
Wait, hang on. I have to actually fact check this.
Oh, do you?
Is
Do you have a particular whale in mind that may have been named to one of the national teams?
there is a national team called Wales.
Oh, I don't think Wales qualified.
Wait, okay, they advanced the playoffs. I I don't know if they qualified.
I don't think they did.
I I don't know. I don't know.
Uh,
No,
they
they
they did
didn't. They
not.
didn't. They didn't.
They
Okay.
yeah
I was like,
yeah they
hang on, I
lost.
actually have to fact check that.
Yeah, they lost the playoff matches.
Oh well.
Uh,
Oh, that's
I actually well while we're here for a second, how excited are you for the World Cup? Is it something that you get into?
I couldn't care less about the World Cup this year.
Oh, just this year.
Am I going to be in the United States during the World Cup? Yes.
Oh yeah,
Am I
that's a good point. I
flying
forgot about
in?
that.
Am I flying into a city that hosts a World Cup match the day after I fly in? Yes. Do I care about the World Cup? Absolutely not.
Because whales are more important than soccer.
Wales are more of one. Yes. Oh, I'll have to let
Okay, so
you.
so without that, so without your trip, would you be excited about the World Cup?
Nah, I football's not really my thing. It never has been,
Yeah,
even internationally.
yeah, same for me. Like now, granted, like when I go to England, I 100% want to go to a Premier League game. I feel like it would be such a great experience seeing it in person. But otherwise, I don't really care for it.
I
And I think most of it's just because the TV experience is very poor, especially for me as an American compared to football or hockey or basketball. I mean, where they're just so much more fast paced and more action that especially group stage games. Don't
mean,
get me started on that one.
I'll say I'm interested enough to look up the results. I wouldn't watch a
Yeah,
match. I
yeah,
if
I'll give
there's
it
a
that as well.
if there's a match, if there's a match that I watch, like the only match I would watch is a final between England and France. My
Yeah,
my
that's
my
fair.
my two nationalities.
Hmm.
Although
Yeah, so you can battle yourself.
the funny thing is, there's actually a match that happens whilst I'm on a plane, and it's a semi-final.
Mhm. Oh,
So
oh, while
there's
you're
there's
flying
a
back.
world where I got nothing else to watch.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
So that I might watch that one.
And actually, and I will give. I'll agree with you on that. I would be much more likely to watch soccer while on a plane because there's much less options.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like, I'm probably gonna have a choice of like, do I watch the semi-final or do I watch Avatar 2 for the second time,
Yeah, that
or
is a
maybe the
choice.
new Godzilla and King Kong movie? I don't know.
It's going to depend on which teams are in, I guess.
What teams and what films are in the entertainment? Uh,
Mhm.
so okay, so you guys might have gotten the gist that I might not be here during the next podcast. Well, I mean, I might be here, but like, okay, Gio, do you want to explain the hurdles that we have to overcome for the next podcast?
Yeah, so while Curvone is traveling, me and my girlfriend, Phantom Fire, will also be traveling. And actually, the day that we're going to be doing the podcast, that morning, we're going to be up super early flying. And then I'm going to have to do the podcast from the laptop in the hotel
On Wi-Fi.
on Wi Fi. Well, at least Marriott
And,
usually has pretty good Wi Fi. So,
and whilst you're doing that, okay, so that's one way that the audio is going to be scuffed. Um,
Mhm.
The other way the audio is going to be scuffed is I'm going to be calling in from my phone at Limekiln Lighthouse on San Juan Island,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
I tell you, like, it will be then that the Southern residents pass by Limekiln, and we'll be mid podcast, and I'm like, I gotta go. Like it's
Mhm.
something in whatever.
Well,
If
no,
there's
you just keep
humpbacks, like
no, you
I'm
keep
go.
walking with your phone.
No,
You
I keep
show
going.
us.
Yeah, I keep going with the phone. I keep going with the phone. I get my camera out. I one hand the camera, one hand the phone, and like
This is why you need a tripod.
no, I'll be one handing the camera. The phone will just get my expression. I'll be like the entire time. The live reaction to Wales. Oh,
Mhm.
I have so many goals. I have so many goals over there. So I'm flying out
Yeah.
the last week of June, and I'm going to be there for 3 weeks. During those 3 weeks, I'm going to be. By the way, I'm going to be recording stuff for the World Talk podcast channel, um, and I'm hoping to do a video on the Whale Museum. I'm also hoping to have enough footage and photos to where I can do an orca video entirely on the big orcas using only my own media. That will be an accomplishment if I have enough footage to do that. Um,
Yeah.
I'm also for Orcatober later in the year. I want to have enough footage that I want the introduction because Orcatober the video is going to be on about like captivity. I want the first like 3 or 4 minutes just to have like loads of orcas breaching and things like that in the wild, and be like,
Mhm.
this is what you could see when you go and see orcas if you go on whale
Mhm.
watching instead of going to see like SeaWorld, for instance. But so I have like one of the other amazing things I'm going to be doing there is there's one trip where I'm actually going to be on a boat with Orca Behavior Institute, and that's that's as close to a dream come true as I'm gonna get there. Like
Mhm.
there's other dreams come true, like going to Antarctica. Like I would say meeting some researchers, but honestly, I mean, I don't know if there's actually other researchers I want to meet more than Org Behavior Institute. Honestly, I mean,
Mhm.
there's some absolute legends like Jared Towers. If I could ever meet him, that would be incredible. But I mean, I I'm going to be in the presence of greatness, and so
Well, just from when you do meet them, just remember they're regular people too.
yeah, they're regular people too. And you know what? You know I'm going to be wearing this shirt because on the back, plug.
Mhm.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's funny I'm
We'll
wearing
talk
the
about it.
Whale Talk podcast T-shirt here.
Yeah,
This
it's like
is
it's a
a whale.
coincidence or something.
This is a whale. It's a dolphin. It's also a whale. Um, oh, I'm gonna be honest. I've kind of become a little bit of a whale troll. Um, in that I and I saw someone post this meme this week where um it was like a meme where like it was like oh everyone tells me to stop calling them killer whales and and telling me to call them orcas. So I'm just going to call them I'm going to call them killer whales even harder.
No, no, no. You know, it would be even better. You should start you know what? You're right. That is a misnomer. Let's correct it. They're killer dolphins.
Yeah, but dolphins are whales.
Yeah, but I mean, like, listen, we're getting more specific here. We're going from
they are
killer
killer
whales.
toothed whales. Oh, that makes him sound
Killer
worse.
dolphins. Killer Dolphin sounds better.
Killer
That
toothed
sounds like a
whales.
good horror movie. Killer Dolphin sounds like a good horror movie. You gotta admit.
Oh my god. I I saw like a brief breakdown of like the killer whale movie that came out at the start of the year.
Yeah.
That oh my god, that looks like so that looks so it looks like the kind of trash movie of like Sharknado, for instance.
Oh yeah.
It
Yeah, I
looks
want to
it
watch it.
looks trash.
Yeah. I want to watch it because
I
I have
want
a
to
small
watch it
group
as well.
on I have a small group on Saturday nights and we watch horror movies, and a lot of times it will be we watch bad horror movies because it's fun to
Really
laugh
bad
at
horror
them.
movies. I
And
have to see
this is
that.
one I need to get on the list. Yeah, this is
Def-
one I need to get on our list.
so yeah. So I've got some goals.
Yeah.
The first goal is I think humpback whales. Humpback whales I think might be the biggest goal.
Hmm.
Although if I see one close whilst I'm kayaking, I'm gonna be honest. The word that I would use to describe how I would feel in that case is not a word that we use on the podcast.
I have a button I really want to push, and I'm not allowed to push it because it says a bad word. But it is
Oh,
exactly the sentiment.
it's I think I'm with you on that. That would
Mhm.
be I I think I'm kayaking the day before we record the next podcast, by the way.
Mhm. Yeah.
I think I might
Well,
still be shell
hopefully,
shocked by then.
yeah. Well, yeah, yeah. Hopefully, or not. Hopefully, I'm not sure. Yeah, I hope you end up having a brown whale sighting.
Don't you mean grey whale?
No.
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind seeing. Can we just talk about grey whales? Okay, okay, not so much grey whales. I mean, okay, so this podcast will go out on YouTube the week after the whale news. So anyone that's seen that video will know. Like, okay, can I just say I'm so glad that I have this holiday to look forward to. Um,
Mhm.
because honestly, I've been researching these stories for the WoW News, which does go out late this month because of the fundraiser we're doing, which we'll talk about in a second. But that that WoW News video has kind of it it could have almost broke me because there's so much negative stuff, so much bad news, and
Mhm.
when I started doing the WoW News, I was always like, you know, I want to balance the bad news out with the good news, but there's so much bad stuff,
Yeah,
and
and it makes it
there's
harder to
not a lot of
find.
yeah. What we need, what I need for this WoW news is some massive scientific discovery, but I mean we got one with mDNA. No, not mDNA, eDNA, environmental DNA collection, where they can just collect seawater and get information about dolphins, particularly abundant
Mhm.
dolphin species. They can like get the genome from that. But I've had to cover, I've had to cover like environmentalists being wishful thinkers, but like people that hope for the best but don't actually think or listen to experts. We're talking about Timmy the humpback whale in Germany. I've I've kind of really gone deep on the whole like plight of the grey whales as well, which they are in serious decline. They seriously need help, um, and I would say over in the Northwest Pacific, um, they only live around that basin in the Pacific. So from like Russia down to Mexico, and they are really struggling. birth rates are catastrophically low, and
Mhm.
this year looks like it might be the record year for like dead strandings. And the strandings are 20, like maybe 10 to 20% of those deaths, and so there's even more that we don't know about. So that's been really kind of getting me down. There's also
Yeah.
obviously
Well, mhm.
obviously there's also been the whaling as well, which I mean, this I can I just say, what right now we're raising money for WDC, World Dolphin Conservation, as part of World Ocean Day Festival, starting today and going on for a week. If you're seeing this on YouTube, it's already passed. But I have talked about this in videos. In fact, we have an interview with WDC and the Narwhal Pod, and but yeah, this has been kind of that it's kind of been putting me down as well. But the fact that we're doing something about it has kind of lifted me up. So at least it's that. Then there's a whole thing with like captivity and sea sanctuaries, and look, I'm looking to do a proper video on that as well soon. Um,
Mhm.
yeah,
Well, here, how about I have some positive news for you. So the Sarasota Dolphin Research Program just did their one of their health assessments. Over they had 150 people over 5 days. The team used 14 boats, included participants from Australia, Bermuda, Brazil, Denmark, Spain, and the UK, as well as the US. And despite some extreme high tides and some bad winds, they were able to catch and release 12 dolphins and gather samples from 9 individuals ranging from ages 2 to 30, including 5 first-time samplings. And they were also able to deploy acoustic recording tags on 6 dolphins. In addition to that, there have been 4 new calves spotted in the bay so far this spring. Hopefully, we'll see some more as the summer goes on.
that is good news. Uh, Speak of new cars, I also read. I didn't properly read a lot into it, but apparently the northern right whales have had quite a lot of calves so far this year as well.
Very nice.
So yeah, I will say one other thing that I've been working on that's kind of finished now, which has been a great source of joy because everyone that's been helping me involved with that has been frankly amazing, and this includes WDC, which really helped me out with a copyright thing. Um, on the channel, in I bel hang on, let me talk for a bit, Gio. I'm going to look up our upload schedule.
Yeah. Well, actually, how about I do
Okay,
this while you're doing that? Um,
okay, go
so
on.
now this is a little bit of a negative news, and I'm just gonna briefly just kind of synopsize a study that the Sarasota Dolphin Research Program also released, but we'll probably cover it in a news article somewhere later in the year when we have a little bit more time. But basically, the study was looking plastics in prey species like pinfish, which are small bait fish common in the salt water here, and in predators like dolphins. And so doing different sections, particularly of prey species, and also I assume they also had some samples from dolphins as well. But that the biggest conclusion that they really came to from it is that, well, they can't necessarily draw the exact conclusion that the microplastics are transferring from prey to predator. There is substantially similar, like sizes, colors, types of particles that are being found in both. So there is a reasonable logical conclusion to make that microplastics likely are traveling up the food chain and into dolphins and pinfish in particular, which is why they chose to study the pinfish, are a favorite of the dolphins in this area because they're a plentiful bait fish and pretty easy for them to catch. They in the newsletter they had even included a really cool snapshot of a dolphin tossing a pinfish into the air to bite down on it. That's really really cool. All right, you
So
ready, Crone? All right.
interestingly, what you just talked about is something called biomagnification. Now, if anyone watching this wants to know like more about biomagnification and bioaccumulation and what's the difference between the two of them, that actually does relate to the video that I'm referring to, which comes out the week after this upload. It is a video on the northern resident killer whales. It is more than 50 minutes long. It's a proper documentary. Well, it's like video essay documentary. There's a lot of media sources, so much so that I'm struggling to get down to fit in the description. Um, so that's going to be a deep dive into the northern resident killer whale population, which will be appearing on the Orca Lab live cams very soon. After this goes live during July, August, September, and that's going to include a very deep dive into orca acoustics. And during the threat section, I do quite extensively explain bio magnification and bioaccumulation just by chance, by the way. Um, so yeah, and honestly, I don't think I've worked on a single project where I've published it, I've been done, I've sat through, proof watched it, and I've been like this satisfied with it. Like that, I everything I've released before, like I've been satisfied with some stuff. I've been not so satisfied with other stuff, but like didn't have enough time to really improve it. Um, this one, look, the stuff I've been satisfied with in the past, this one is a step more. I I man, if I can make everything like this. And I did this on a like I locked in during May to do this video.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
excited for that.
yeah,
That's
should
that
be a good one.
that's one of my goals where there's like a 1% chance that I see Northern residents next month. A
Hmm.
1% chance. But look, if you say there's a 1% chance, well, there's still a chance.
It's better than 0%.
I think Jim Carrey said that. Okay, so onto our notes in the podcast, which are empty.
Oh, pretty much.
So, shall we? Okay, I'll ask about your summer plans in a second, and like where we want to go on holiday in the future for like whales and dolphins. But so we did something at the start of the year, which was whale and dolphin predictions, and mine were kind of not. Mine were kind of like general whale and dolphin predictions.
Yours were real. I had fun.
Gio didn't quite get the memo. Although, okay,
You didn't give me any guidelines. You just said goals or predictions, and so I decided to have fun with my prediction.
can we talk? Can we talk about Gio not getting the memo? And you'll see in a couple weeks when we upload another video to YouTube.
Yeah,
We're
I'll
part of
be.
this fundraiser. By the way, anyone watching this live, this will happen next Wednesday. Um, we're going to be doing a stream, and that will be uploaded onto the Wild Talk podcast channel because Geofits will be quizzing me. It will be giving me a trivia quiz on whales and dolphins, and they will be difficult questions. And I said I'll donate £10 to WDC for every question I get wrong. I told you to come up with 10. We'll have 5 submitted by other people. Gio today said, "Is 25 questions enough?" And I'm like, I read that. I'm like, dude, I don't have that kind of money. And then Gio's like, well, okay, you have to get 10 questions right to start saving yourself money. I'm like, I hate
Yeah,
everything
because I
about
think
this.
I think it's reasonable. You put out what, and I'm just making it a little bit harder for you to not pay the max.
Like,
And you know what? I might even cut it down to 20
Oh no, no, no.
5
The
weakest questions.
25's fine. This is Geo understanding the assignment. And these predictions that we're going to recover here, these are also Geo uh, understanding. Well, Geo, you've given us content for this month, so.
Mhm.
Oh, actually, no. Just quickly before we talk about these. So one of our incentives. Well, actually, let me just talk about two charity incentives that we have for this month because we're supporting WDC in an event in a hope to put an end to whaling in Norway. And I said this one really this week. So £5 donated will put you into a raffle. And if you if okay, so you're entered into this raffle, I will raffle it on the last day. Well, I'll probably raffle it on the stream after World Ocean Day, the World Ocean Day Festival. Well, I'm going off the rails here. And when I raffle that, the person that wins, I will pay a year's subscription a year's adoption to a whale of their choice from the WDC website.
I would like to subscribe to one whale, please.
It's adopt. It's not subscribe.
Well, that doesn't sound as fun. That sounds like a lot more responsibility.
Shall I make a Twitch channel for Holly? T99B, our channel mascot.
Mhm.
I just she'll only go
Well, I
live when
mean,
she's on like a live cam somewhere. Or just loop
it would be
my 30
funny.
seconds of footage.
I mean, if there was some place where people were like, as soon as it was coming out, then you could maybe set something up that would automate that. But
That would be cool. So for £10, the £10 donation is the one I'm really talking about here. For 10, so basically, when I go to America, I'm gonna have a bingo card, and £10 allows you to add a goal to the bingo card. And these, look, I'm not looking to make a fool of myself when I'm on holiday. So like, we're not gonna have any stupid stuff, any
hey,
foolish stuff.
can I take co-host privilege and claim a square?
Sure, sure.
All right, meet a Florida man. That's all you need to do during your trip for that
I'm
square. Meet a Florida man.
So is that what? Someone from Florida?
An adult man from Florida who was born and raised in Florida.
Can you send that to me in Discord?
Oh yeah, I got the.
Okay, so I also came up with my own one. So these are examples of what you could come up with. I came up with my own one, which is on one day during my holiday, see more marine mammals than humans during that day.
I like that one.
Now, there are 2 days where this is potentially possible. But if I think it might happen, I have to sacrifice the restaurant in the evening and cook for myself. so it's like I have to be sure about this. But yeah, like
here.
We're gonna do stuff like that. Like you could even have like another idea is like get 2 different cetacean species in the same photo. That
I like that.
would be difficult. You have that. Okay, but by the way, any photo like goals, we're gonna count taking a photo from a video.
Oh yeah,
So
I mean,
yeah,
because honestly, that's something I've tried to start doing more. Is record video at like at least 60 frames per second.
yeah.
and
That's what I'm
then
gonna do in my
take a
camera.
screen. Well, and yours might go even you might have 120.
I got I won't go up to 120 though, because the higher frames per second you go, the lower the resolution generally.
Yeah, it's
They
probably only
yeah.
80, 1080 when you 20. Yeah, a lot
So
of a lot of cameras are like that.
I'd prefer to go 60, because 60 I can slow mo into 30, um, and I won't slow mo more than like half speed when I do slow mo.
60 is more than enough for most situations.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, so that's gonna be super exciting. Okay, so the prediction. Wait, there's some comments. Suggested,
Oh, I think that
rejected.
was
Oh.
I think I dropped something on my keyboard in a note.
Okay, so our whale and dolphin predictions. So okay, let me just go through mine at least, where we are so far this year, because we are actually halfway through the year. So
Yeah, this was a good time to do it.
good time to look at them. Yes. Okay, so my predictions were offshore orcas in the Salish Sea in 2026. I'm gonna claim half a point. Okay.
Hmm.
I can't claim half. Okay. There weren't offshore orcas, but there were unknown orcas. The T419s.
Unknown.
Yes, they were unknown. They were only seen twice ever before. They're spotted in Alaska in 2025. No one knows where they came from. They sounded completely
Mm.
different to the bigs. They ate marine mammals, and now they have vanished. I'd love to see them though. But
Mm.
T419s, I can't even claim half a point because they are big. So
How many are in the pod?
3 is a
Mm.
metro line of
So it
a
could be
muttling.
so it could be a or ecotype that
Say
we
that
don't know
again.
about.
Sorry, you cut out a bit.
Could either be like essentially a rogue family that's just them by themselves at this point, or they could be part of a unknown population offshore.
Well, what's crazy? Well, I mean that they're definitely of the bigs ecotype. That
Okay.
much was set, but they are uh they're acoustically and DNA based completely distinct from the other bigs.
Mm.
Completely distinct.
So
Yeah.
like distance. What leads Chorg family, like 100 years ago, some mom worked and did her own thing.
Possibly. I mean, but yeah, the thing that was crazy about them is where they came from, because they were last seen like not even close Alaska, but like far Alaska. They're
Lens.
far away. Apologies for that. Actually, this is the first time I'm actually gonna have to take off the actual recording and not the stream.
Yeah.
Um, Although actually no, hang on. Hang on. When I highlight, I mean I take off stream. I just mark it now. So I didn't even mark them when we started.
Oops.
So yeah. So my next prediction was that at least 50% of research that we feature on the podcast includes drone usage. But um, we stopped doing we stopped doing news on the actual podcast in lieu of the well news. So we're including the well news on that, and I want to say yes. I want to say we're about 50%,
Mm-hmm.
if not more. I mean, there's a lot of that. The next one, at least 4 sea sanctuaries gain residents in 2026. At this point, I'm holding out hope that any get their residents this year.
Yeah, that you'll have one.
Yeah. maybe the one in Iceland with the belugas. Um,
Hopefully.
First sighting of a species in 2026. Don't think we had that yet. And
Yeah, I don't think so.
Marino Mundo in Argentina. Let me just see. What is it called? Aquarium? It's not closed yet. That's my other prediction, is that will close.
Not yet.
So okay, so Gio. Okay, do you want to present yours?
Yeah, so for mine, like I said, I was just having fun. So my predictions are Cravone will spot an orca from shore, which we're hoping will happen during the podcast. Cravone will have a boating trip extended by the actions of a whale or dolphin, which he did have happen on his
I
last
did
trip.
have. Can I just say this is quite likely actually.
Yeah, and it's fine. I mean, like if this ends up being like 3 out of 5, then we'll have had a good trip.
Actually, these first two could happen.
Yeah, the third one's perfectly possible too. Cravone will see a whale or dolphin calf.
This is very likely.
Yep. And then the fourth one, Cravone will have a new whale or dolphin lifer or a shark. So it'll be a whale, dolphin, or shark that he has never seen in person before. And I believe Cravone, I believe you had called your shot on that one of being a Pacific white-sided dolphin.
Wow, was I really that pessimistic? Was I that pessimistic that I wouldn't see a humpback whale?
Yeah, I think so. Or maybe actually I think I remember. I think that was worth extra point. That was worth
an extra point if it's a Pacific white-sided dolphin.
Yeah, if you see a Pacific white-sided dolphin, that's an extra point. And part of that's because my last one was a little too silly, and that's Cravone will be swallowed by a whale and change his name to Noah Vone.
Okay. Now, I should clarify. I hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah,
but
that's
I'm
why we gave you the bonus point.
I'm pretty sure, though, when you first presented these, I was like, that would kind of be cool if it happened.
Oh yeah, I mean, if look,
it's a story to
you
tell.
could be kayaking. You could be kayaking. A humpback whale could get confused. Next thing you know, we got Cravone in the belly. I think I remember when we talked about this, I specifically called that situation out as that would count for the goal. Like basically, if you end up partially in the mouth of a whale and it's not like you sticking your hand, in a whale's mouth or something, that will count.
I'm not sticking my hand in a whale's mouth, so
I know that would be generally a silly thing to do.
That would be a really, really bad thing. Right, viewers, don't do that. So
don't try this at home.
PSA: don't try and touch whales and dolphins. You do more damage to them.
And generally, don't touch wild animals unless you know what you're doing and that you're not harming them.
Yeah. I would especially recommend do not touch wild wasps.
Don't touch snakes.
Yeah.
Just stay away from snakes.
I would recommend you don't touch alligators or crocodiles unless you're in Florida.
It just depends on how you're touching them.
Florida, you've got experience.
I mean, if you're on its back and you're holding its jaw together, you're fine. Just someone needs to get the electrical tape real quick, please.
There's part of me that's like, there are people that have done that. Well, actually, no, there are people that have done that. One of my idols, Steve Owen, did that.
They literally do it every day in multiple gator attractions around the state. Just go to Gatorland. Look up Gatorland. Look up Gatorland sometime. If you ever come to Florida, if you are ever in the Orlando area and you have never seen gators before and you want to see all the gators that your heart could ever desire to see in one lifetime, then you should go to Gatorland.
I don't think I'd want. I'd rather see them in the wild, admittedly from a distance.
Okay, so for that, we want to go to Mayak State Park. They used to dump the alligators out there, like all the nuisance gators, they dump them out in the state park. So now they're all big 12, 13, 14, 16, 18-foot alligators out there. You should probably not hike through there alone. Just saying. Especially this time of year. It's mating season. Got to be careful.
All right. So that's a
And
big PSA.
That's been your Florida Man PSA of the day.
The Pacific white-sided dolphin, I find that crazy. Like, it could. I'd love to see. By the way, Pacific white-sided dolphins. We actually. So the video that comes out next week, we actually have a piece on that, and the Northern Resident video, where they actually hunt with orcas, and so there's a segue here. But like, I want to give you time to talk about your summer plans. Do you want to talk about?
My summer plans.
Okay.
So the only thing I really have planned at the moment is a long vacation with my girlfriend. We're going to be going to the great state of Ohio. We'll be celebrating her birthday there, which will be great because she hasn't gotten to celebrate her birthday with her dad in years, decades, maybe even. I'm not entirely sure. But so she'll get to celebrate her birthday with her dad, which will be awesome. And also her daughter as well, because normally her daughter is off with grandma during the summer. But grandma's coming up to Ohio as well, because that's where they do their family reunion. So I'll get to meet the whole family on the Phantom side of things. And then later on, we're going to be meeting up with a bunch of friends from the internet, and that's going to be a whole lot of fun. And if Curvone wasn't going already, didn't have all of his stuff planned out in Washington, we might have been able to convince him to pop over for a few days. But he's going to be doing a lot cooler stuff.
It would have been a block party. And that was Phantom in the background.
The little ghosty voice.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss that. Like last time I managed to hang out. This time I kind of went all in on the whales.
Oh yeah. But hey, I don't blame you a bit, because like even for like me as an American, like going to the Pacific Northwest and doing the kind of trip that you're doing is still a dream for a lot of us, for a lot of Americans. Like that's a trip that a lot of people would put as a bucket list kind of trip. So I don't blame you at all for going all out and getting everything you can out of your 3 weeks here.
Yeah, I'm doing so much as well. I'm doing so much there. Like it's not even just the whale watching. It's not even just like the fact that I'll have time to do a full day shore-based whale watching in the best whale watching spot in the entire world. Not just that I'm gonna be making video content as well. I'm gonna be vlogging the whole thing. But it's also the fact that I get to meet people as well.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna be seeing whales and people. And honestly, oh my, I cannot say enough how much of a gorgeous part of the world that place is as well. Not
very much
like
so.
Wales aside, like it's a beautiful. Like when I go kayaking, I don't expect to see cetaceans when I'm kayaking, except for harbor porpoises. But I'm gonna enjoy the scenery. So let me talk about the segue. Almost went into you said I'll have a new whale or dolphin lifer. Well, so you said shark. Preferably not when I'm kayaking.
Preferably.
So we have Pacific white-sided dolphin here. We mentioned about Pacific white-sided dolphin being in the next video about northern residents. Do you know what else applies to both of these?
What?
our lesser known species. And
All right.
this if this could be the lifer. This genuinely could be the lifer that I see.
That'd be fun.
And that is the Dall's porpoise. I actually have some media from Noah in the public domain. So the Dall's porpoise, you may look at these images and think, that looks like a baby orca. So do a lot of people. So a Dall's porpoise is obviously a porpoise. Is part of the family Phocinidae, and they are actually the largest of all porpoises. They, like all porpoises, are not dolphins. They're whales. Everything's a whale. They are toothed whales, and they live in the northern Pacific Ocean and are mostly seen around the coast of British Columbia. They don't stick exclusively to the coast, so they do live out to sea in the ocean. Now, their prey, they eat pretty much anything they can find, including fish, cephalopods, and crustaceans. And in the in the northern resident habitat, the northern residents will sometimes hunt alongside Pacific white-sided dolphin, where the northern residents will attack the fish, but it'll be the Pacific white-sided dolphins that will find the fish and they'll grab the scraps. In those, you will occasionally see Dall's porpoises joining that melee, and they'll be going for scraps as well. And in fact, the video I'm releasing in a week, some of the footage in there do actually have Dall's porpoise. I even, if you're very eagle-eyed, I even had like a little annotation to show one. Yeah, these Dall's porpoises, they look like baby killer whales, and a lot of people mistake them. They're about 2 meters long, and they have striking black and white coloration. And because they're black and white patterned, and the fact that the white pattern when they're going fast kind of looks like it's in the same place as the white pattern on orcas, they're sometimes mistaken. They also have very small flippers and small tails. They're an extremely fast moving species of porpoise as well. They they live in groups of up to 12 individuals, but can sometimes be seen in their hundreds in superpods. They love to bow ride, and unlike other porpoises, they are definitely not shy. They also like mixing with other cetaceans, such as Pacific white-sided dolphins and resident orcas. Though I'm pretty sure they don't like mixing with big orcas, because big orcas probably predate upon them.
Well, that'll be a good question for you to ask.
Actually, that would be interesting because I don't know if there's any northern. I don't know if there's any people that would be there that are specialists in Dall's porpoises because their range might be a little bit higher, like a little bit more north, but it's possible.
Well, it
So
doesn't hurt to ask.
interestingly, Dall's porpoises are also really not shy. They're unlike other porpoises. All porpoises are shy, but Dall's porpoises are not. They do mix with boats, and so actually, I think I did just mention that, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
I read, and then told something interesting that I found out, which is actually what I wrote down as well. Um, so they can actually create hybrids between Dall's porpoises and harbor porpoises as well. And unfortunately, and this kind of thing that we're talking about this during a podcast that's live during a fundraiser, up to 20,000 Dall's porpoises are killed in hunts each year around Japan. 20,000. That is a staggering number. put in perspective, the global population of orcas, global population, is about 100,000. Imagine a fifth of that gone each year. Heck, imagine a fifth of the humpback whale population gone in a year. Like, that's mind-boggling. There's so many cetacean species. There's not even 20,000 of them that exist. These Dall's porpoises are also very susceptible to being caught in fishing nets, like all porpoises are, really.
Mhm.
And so I so I know I'd say lesser known species. Dall's porpoises aren't really that lesser known, I would say, but I decided to include it because it's relevant to like where I'm going, or it's relevant to the next video that's going to come out.
I would wager, though, that the porpoise is still relatively unknown in the general public's mind, and that still makes it a lesser known species.
I think it's lesser known than the orcas, the humpbacks, probably even lesser known than the Pacific white-sided dolphins, which probably makes it a lesser known
Mhm.
species as well.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I could just start naming out a lot of whale species that that I would have known of before we started doing all of this a year ago. Um, and I would never have made it to a Dall's porpoise or a white-sided dolphin either.
Yeah. So interestingly, I just realized this. Um, did you know that the next podcast is actually our 1 year anniversary?
Yeah, I did.
So if if it if it happens, the amount of things that could go wrong with that podcast,
Hmm.
it could be
It's a
rain.
disaster waiting to happen.
It could be raining. Oh, if it like the reason why I have a waterproof rucksack is if it rains whilst I'm at lime kiln.
Yep, smart thing to have in the Pacific Northwest.
I hope I hope it doesn't. I hope it doesn't rain. Yeah. So, um, do you have anything else that you wanna mention this
I
month?
don't think
Or
so. I think we
oh,
covered everything.
all right. I think we did cover everything. So, and no, okay. So another thing that we'll just mention now about something going forward. So next month's podcast is going to be a live podcast with me live on scene in the Northwest Pacific. Um, that will be the last podcast that ends up being recorded on a Thursday, because starting from August, it's most likely that we're going to be changing the recording day and therefore the live recording day to a Saturday. It'll be earlier in the day. It'll be more friendly to me not being tired. It'll be more friendly to Jira not being tired from work. Um, and so when we do that, we'll also do that alongside introducing multicasting. So we'll actually be streaming the podcast live recording over on YouTube on the Whale Talk podcast channel, as well as on Twitch. So if anyone wanted to interact with us in chat and ask questions, they would be able to, and we wouldn't have the VOD be available on YouTube immediately. We would kind of structure a little bit more before we properly release it. So look out for that. And that's going to be like early morning if you're on the west coast of USA. It's going to be like late morning if you're on the east coast. Be like afternoon if you're in Europe, and if you're in Australia, um, like it's tough. it's it's tough to get things to match everyone. But I
Mhm.
think actually, if you're in Australia, it's not. No, it will be pretty late. It'll be like 2 or 3 in the morning. Um, yeah, unfortunately. So yeah, you know, we got to an hour on this. I honestly, an unscripted podcast I did not expect. I mean, this is what a podcast should be, really. But like, we didn't even write notes for this one at all. Kind of went very smoothly.
Mhm.
So, thank you everyone so much for watching. And where is podcast end? I think it's called that. Thank you so much to Jufit for joining. Um, go subscribe to the YouTube channel. We have more than just the podcast. We have a lot of other videos such as Well News, Orca Watch, and even some of our big videos like the Orca videos. The next big video after that might well be a documentary on the Wow Museum. We'll probably have my vlog as well. That'll be going live on the channel. Um, Past that, there's probably going to be a big orca video coming out, maybe a video on sea sanctuaries. There's a lot of options in the pipeline. Um, so thank you everyone so much for watching. And I mean, okay, this command, like I need to get this right, like a little bit better.